Check it out, check it, check it out, check it, check it, check it out, check it.
Hey, Greg and the CE call me hip hop junkie. Straight to your dome piece like Grass Monkey. All I wanna know, do you wanna get funky? CNC beats be.
Hold up, pull up. Welcome to another episode of Great Minds Drinking Like If You Ain't Drinking.
You ain't thinking, man.
I'm your boy Rico Emilio Frescobar III. Some call me Rico, some call me Fresco.
Don't do it.
But what you won't call me is broke.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. I never flocked in that type of weather. You dig what I'm saying? Birds of a feather don't flock this way.
Yes, sir.
Come on, baby. I got the gang in the building, man.
What's up, man? It's your boy D-Stacks AD, man. Mr. 4 for 4. To the door, man. You know what I do for it, man. What's up, man?
Where is he?
Damn it.
Oh my God, that is the biggest.
Biggest fuck up. And this young G Malone, you know, man, we in the building like the motherfucking installation. Shout out to my niggas. Shout out to my dogs. Another episode, we here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. We working hard, man.
Yes, sir.
We are the hardest working podcast that you know. If you know, you know it. If you don't, you're going to find out.
Exactly.
But this episode has been brought to you guys by The Goods.
The Goods, man.
Man, tap in with The Goods. OnlyTheGoods.com. Legal THC gummies to your door.
Yes.
Now, we got the chill vibes. They got the laugh vibes. Something to boost your energy. And if you want to get some of that snooze, you can get into that vibe as well. But OnlyTheGoods.com is where you can get it. Link in the bio.
Use code first time to get 50% off your first purchase.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's
50% off, boy. You get that 50% off, man. Come on, tap in. OnlyTheGoods.com. OnlyTheGoods.com, man. But before we get into the show, man, we gotta take a moment to send some love and respect to Kyren Lacy. R.I.P. Young King. It's heavy on our hearts because this wasn't just like a name in the headlines. This was a brother, a friend, a teammate, somebody with dreams, somebody with flaws, and somebody with potential, just like to all of us. To all the young men listening, one mistake does not define your story. We all stumble. We all make choices that we wish we could take back. But that doesn't make you less worthy of love, less worthy of respect, or less worthy of growth and redemption. Don't let one moment be the end when you still got so much left ahead of you. And if you're struggling, reach out, talk to someone, lean on your people. We got to stop suffering in silence. Kyren, your light reached a lot of people, man. And even though you're gone, we promise to make sure we speak with your name with love and remind others that your story deserves more than a single chapter. Rest easy, bro. Gone, never forgotten.
We gotta get a moment of silence for that, bro. Moment of silence. We don't never even. I've never even. Moment of silence, man.
And I don't know his story, his personal story.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Kyren Lacy. We woke up this morning with the news that he took his own life yesterday in the city of Houston. Louisiana native. He was really projected to be a first round pick this draft as a receiver.
Yeah, as a receiver. Yeah.
As a receiver.
I don't know if he was senior or not,
Yeah, I don't
but
know
he
if
was
he was
cold
senior or
enough.
not.
I tell you that. The joker was cold.
And he had that one situation. And that's what everybody brings up is the one mistake he made. And it's a crazy mistake, but everyone brings that up, but nobody brings up the fact that this kid felt so bad and so convicted with this that, you know,
You took your own life.
you took your own life. I don't know how I want to attack this specific subject. We can say, you know, don't suffer in silence, but we also got to be the people that don't tear the man down when he was at his worst. You know what I'm saying? We always kick a horse when they're down, and we think, oh, he's a celebrity, he's a football player, he should be able to handle whatever comes to him. You made the mistake, you should be able to handle it. But at the end of the day, this is a young man.
Yeah, there's unrealistic expectations from him.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he's a kid. You know what I'm saying? He does operate at a high level when it comes to sports, but at the end of the day, he's a human just like the rest of us. A lot of us, though we don't want to admit it, have had that conversation of committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? To yourself. You may not have voiced it. You may have suffered in silence. But at the same time, like you have to have the conversation that, yeah, man, I've had this. And, you know, everybody don't have a village, but some people do have the village. I'm lucky to have that village where I had that. I went through that. You know what I'm saying? Everything could be perfectly fine one day, and then the next day it's just like everything is all out of whack.
That's a fact.
RP to him, man. I mean, you know, everybody know me. You know, I rock with LSU, so it kind of fucked me up. I really kind of compartmentalized it up until the moment where I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never thought about, oh, yeah, man, that nigga, like, he a young nigga, he passed away. And I just prayers up to his family, man. Prayers up to the people that love him the most, man.
Exactly, man. And I saw his friend was coming out just saying, I pray for you every day. If I go to sleep without praying for you, I wake up in the middle of the night just to make sure that God takes care of you and your situation. And that's the type of people he had in his life, but sometimes
Sometimes it just
the
don't work out
voices,
like
man.
that.
The voices.
Yeah. Sometimes that's why you got to be. I mean, people say you got to be prayed up, but you have to have a relationship with God because you have to have a relationship with yourself. That's the most purest relationship that you could ever have.
You can't.
Which is I'm learning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact. And we all learn in real time, but I feel like we gotta give these young kids opportunities to learn. And I know that was a drastic situation. I don't want to, prayers to the other family that was, affected in that type of thing too.
Yeah, true.
But at the end of the day, it was a kid that made a mistake, and I can't say that I wouldn't react the same way if I was, in his predicament.
Right.
A week before your life was about to change for the better or the worse.
Right.
Your life was about to change, and the draft is, in a few days, man.
Yeah.
And to be honest, for what it's worth, bro, Kyren Lacy has been the detriment of a lot of my NCAA football games on Xbox.
Nah.
It's like he is unstoppable on that game.
Nah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
He's
crazy.
Man.
Nah.
That's undeniable talent, man. It's just sad, man. But rest in peace. Malone, you got anything
Hey, we
to
on
add?
NCAA with you tonight, man.
Rest in peace with Brody, bro. That shit crazy, bro. Because it seemed like, from what I seen, he seemed like a nigga that came from nothing. Was real good at football. And you can tell he's hella focused on going to the NFL. And it is kind of crazy how that shit happened right before he went eligible for the draft.
Crazy. And normally we hear a lot of different stories. I mean, he's no different from like a Jalen Carter, you know what I mean? And Jalen Carter just won himself a Super Bowl. He could have found himself in that same situation in 2 months.
Or Henry Ruggs situation.
Henry.
That's what he's probably thinking that. He was like, nah, fuck that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta work out this all my life for this.
Like I said, man, you gotta have that relationship with yourself, and that's the biggest part. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? It can be so many factors that probably played a part in this. Like you said, your life is going to change next week for the better or for the worse.
Right.
You've worked your whole entire life to get to this point, and you make one mistake and you don't know how this can go. You know what I'm saying? So that's a tough pill to swallow for some people.
That's a fact.
Nigga, 19, 20, I made decisions that changed my life for the better or for the worse.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I understand, I respect it. I just thank God that I'm here today to speak about that. You know
Check on your strong friends.
Yeah,
no
that's a
matter
fact.
how strong or no matter how much you think that they have people around them, you might be the person that can actually make that difference. You'd be
Yes,
surprised,
sir.
man. You'd be surprised. We hear a lot of stories, man. But let's lighten the mood up a little bit, man. Let's lighten the mood up.
How y'all boys been, man? I just seen y'all 20 minutes ago. How y'all boys been, man? Been with these niggas all day.
I have been drunk.
Man,
That's what I've been. I've been drinking.
And nigga said, don't let me drink too much. Take another shot.
Hey, man. Sometimes God, everybody has earned that one little drink day. We ain't cracked that bottle too bad, so.
No.
Cause I only had a shot of the tequila, so we in good company, man. Let me see, where do we wanna? So the past month, it felt like black culture took a heavy W, and within the next week, it turned into damn near an L. And I'm talking about the Pop the Balloon. We all know the Pop the Balloon.
Oh, yeah.
The Pop the Balloon YouTube. Shout out to Arlette and her husband. They've been doing the Pop the Balloon pretty much across the nation, doing millions of views. And they've gone so viral to where Netflix finally wanted to pick up their series as a TV show. So they got Molly from Insecure at hosting, and it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It got a little weird. You got a clip of it in here?
No, I don't think I have a clip of it. I just watched it.
So did you watch it?
Yeah. I watched about 10 minutes of that shit and I was like, this shit is
For what it's
garbage.
it got better.
What you mean?
Like it got
okay,
the episode got better.
okay.
The first 10 minutes
It was cringy.
It's the whole shit is cringy,
It's
bro.
cringy, bro.
You got a white man telling the black girl you pretty much called her a monkey. Look like you've been hanging from a tree with your feet.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, bro, the Pop the Balloon challenge was black culture.
Right.
That was a black show. That was black love. That was black excellence.
Right. Yeah.
We can't let everybody to the cookout. And I feel like the Pop the Balloon show on Netflix is showing us that we can't invite everybody to the cookout because you start to water down the brand and it start to lose its credibility a little bit. We used to think, when I watch the Pop the Balloon, you might see some crazy shit, but it's real and uncut.
Yeah.
This is all phony baloney mumbo jumbo.
Like it was like you said, bro. It was based off a real deal, and some niggas had facades. Like the nigga that had the biggest facade up there, you can tell like it was authentic. it's not like we trying to do this.
Right.
He was trying to do this.
Yeah, with the plant.
The nigga that had all the chains on, Mozzie, I think that's a nigga name. Little black dude. He's like, you want to get flew out?
Yeah,
shit, bro.
That's just the game. I don't think I'll watch another episode, but
I also you gonna double bet.
I might go back.
Yeah.
I gotta see if it gets better, bro.
Right.
Cause I do want to support the black company because they sold this to Netflix. I'm hoping that they can still do like their real Pop the Balloon on YouTube. That way she don't water her brand down all the way instead of just like all the way selling out.
Like
You know what I'm
sell
saying?
all her rights to
Netflix, and then when it doesn't pop at Netflix because they ruined it, I hope she's still able to.
I hope that they pay. I ain't gonna lie. I hope they paid her all that money up front. I tell you that.
Oh, they had to.
Yeah.
They had the leverage. They had the leverage in this for sure.
Yeah.
They own the IP of that, and they the best. They the most notable Pop the Balloons. You know what I mean? And most consistent.
They had some baddies on that shit. Like that's another.
They got some of them.
I just
They had some
women.
bad.
Yeah, they did.
But it was like two and a half black women on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of them was the host.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I ain't really care for. Now they had, but I think they had 3 of them. But one of them might have been 2. Of them might have been mixed.
That's why I said 2.5.
Yeah,
It was
right.
yeah, 2.5.
Nah, listen. Pop the Balloon. I ain't with it.
I'm not going.
At some point we gonna have to, just stand on a big box of business and just be able to run it up. Cause I know they was getting money. They had to been getting money. Holy moly!
That's
bro.
not the clip.
What is wrong, bro?
No.
What is wrong with you, bro?
I was trying to bring up the next topic, and that shit had
Hey, now listen, bro. Grady, you know he got his phone on the TV, right?
Yeah.
This Joker, this Joker went to Instagram. First thing you see is Cardi B on there, bro. Go bananas.
Cardi B losing her.
Nah, bro. What's wrong with you, bro?
That wasn't what was supposed to happen,
They
bro.
like water. Make me sweat. Nah, that's crazy. Talking about what I go on stage. Yes?
Yeah.
Surely would.
Yes, I will.
Hey, listen. Dudes would really embarrass their girl if that was the case, bro. Dudes would, like, how we be talking about, oh, my girl, dudes would real deal embarrass their girl doing that stuff,
You would
bro.
start to expose the creeps in niggas for sure.
Nah, facts.
They know who to choose. Glorilla bring me on stage. Wait, she start cutting up at Coachella, man. Shout out to Glow, bro.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out to Glow.
I would say, bro, Soulja done been live on every topic that somebody brought his name up. This is the most meek and low I've heard Soulja. And listen, black brothers, keep pushing on, because I know they trying to get y'all. But damn, Soulja. Damn, Soulja.
How much they got him paying?
They got Soulja paying, let me see, they got paying $4 million in an SA case against his ex-girlfriend, I believe that's who it was.
It's the ex-assistant.
His ex-girlfriend, ex-assistant,
yeah.
ex-blunt roller. That was a bitch he was fucking on, and he didn't put a title on, so he just...
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's why... First question I want to ask is, who do we believe in this situation?
I think all parties can be right. But it depends on how you... Because he probably even said and admitted to some stuff. I don't know how this went, but I would assume, like, if you just telling your story, he probably... I don't know how he SA'd her, but...
How did he SA her?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you said
I'm saying
know.
I don't know how he SA'd her, but he probably talked to her crazy or some shit like that.
And then it's Soulja. It's like Soulja don't make the best case for himself. He's like the least trustworthy nigga in the culture. You know what I'm saying? Him and Bow Wow are the two least trustworthy niggas in hip hop culture. But
I don't know.
I
think it could be. All right. My question is, even though they ordered him to pay the money, does it mean he's guilty? Or it just mean he's guilty of something?
I'm always sketched out for like shit like that.
But they named him liable for the sexual assault, so they pretty much hit him with that's pretty much their version of guilty in the civil suit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they proved enough that say he had to pay that money.
Unless he like brushed up on her or something like that, that could be SA. It could be the smallest things that could be SA. That's the thing.
And it's a weird and it's a tricky situation because you've already had consensual sex with this woman before. Right. So
it's a slippery slope.
It is a very slippery slope. It's a very slippery.
And you being a millionaire or you being the breadwinner, it can put you in a compromising situation.
Especially if you piss off the wrong person at the wrong time with the right information.
Yes, sir. My grandma called it Mad Day. When Mad Day come, niggas got to pay that money, bro. That's just what it is.
And you got to know Mad Day is on its way. Nah. The other shoe is going to fall.
Nah, that's a fact. At all times. What you was finna say, GB? My bad. I cut you off.
No, I was gonna say it's always crazy to me when I see the civil suits and they don't really go for like trying to get the person in jail. It make me think like it's for a money grab. Cause you're not trying to get them in put in jail, but you're trying to hit their pockets.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Another thing I have seen is it's easier to make them pay up in the civil suit than it is to get them proven guilty in like a criminal suit.
Right.
It's a longer process. You got to go through more.
But isn't like the same, you know what I'm saying? This isn't like the same decision that's going to make them pay. It's the one that's going to make them go to jail like they're guilty.
Nah, you got a higher. What I'm saying is they have a higher chance of getting away with a not guilty verdict in a criminal. And then if they get found not guilty in the criminal, then you can't even sue on the back end, even if it was like a loophole. That, you know, because sometimes niggas is found not guilty even though they did the shit. But it's a loophole. That's just how the law works.
That's what make me feel like it's a money grab. Just the fact that it's easier to get the civil suit. I don't know. I'm always sketched out about civil suits, but I get it.
Yeah, I
get that. I respect that. I make 1,000% sense. It's just it probably is right in this situation. In other situations, it ain't. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to generalize it, but prayers to whoever need to be prayed for.
No. Nah, for real, bro.
Get well soon, Soulja.
Nah, man.
Get well. That nigga finna be on live like a boss.
Soulja been so quiet, bro. It don't even. He's like, yeah, man, I ain't do this shit, man.
I feel like I want to play the shit with the nigga reading.
Listen. Red iPad.
Hey, that nigga publicist went straight and said, "Listen, you read this, you don't say nothing else."
Because they know how Soulja Boy get when the camera get in front of him, bro. Said, "Look here, boy."
Be disappointed in the verdict delivered in my case. I firmly believe that the decision made in court was not based on facts or substantial evidence, but rather on factors that were outside of my control. The truth was overshadowed by the involved, such as the jury, who were not present during the events in question. And I feel that the system allowed external influences to shape the outcome. Furthermore, the use of Jane Doe as the identity of the accusers raises serious concerns about fairness. Keeping these individuals anonymous while I'm forced to face public scrutiny creates an unequal playing field. I believe this entire process has been tainted by a system that is not designed to protect the rights of the accused. I want to make it clear that I'm innocent. This case was never about justice. It was about money and personal gain. And I would not let that stand. I am committed to filing an appeal and fighting for the truth to be revealed.
About the verdict.
I respect that.
I'm not gonna lie. I might switch sides.
Nah, I'm for sure with Soulja.
I'm with Soulja
too.
Because why would y'all?
Because I thought it was just one girl. It's multiple girls. They put a nigga in the Rico.
Nah. Nah.
A Rico Frico.
A Frico. They got in the Frico case.
Nah, bro. Nah, that's what we have to start looping all them jokers into that. The Fricos.
The Fricos.
The Fricos.
Yeah, the Fricos. Freakazoids, not Fricos.
Yeah, Diddy is the.
Yeah, he's the.
He has to be the OG in this thing.
Him and the Kells.
Optimus Prime of the Freakazoids.
Man. You know what's crazy, and niggas don't talk about this? It shows how freaky these niggas are, like the R. Kellys and the Diddy's, because we haven't heard no types of accusations and no type of bad juju or bad low on my nigga Uncle Luke. And Uncle Luke, he been wilding for 30 years, and the fact that he did everything on the up and ups, that makes him a legend. So we got to shout out to salute to Uncle Luke, man, because he started a lot of this freaky shit, but he did it on the up and ups.
Yeah, and Uncle Luke probably wouldn't let that one go. Shout out to Uncle Luke, man.
Yeah, he probably will. Yeah. Shout out to y'all on TikTok, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to everybody that's on YouTube, TikTok, and all of the audio platforms, man. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. I changed my after hearing they got Jane Doe's and
nah, that's a little different because
trying to keep it on the hush.
You don't know. It could be the wrong person, and you say the wrong thing, and then you're like, oh,
that's the perfect lick. You ain't gotta have your identity, and you just get the check.
You probably could even go back around and. She just come and start. When she come around him, she start talking crazy. Yeah, broke ass nigga. Like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, man, you a broke ass nigga. You couldn't even pay them. You like, that was you the whole time? I ain't even do nothing to you.
And now next thing you know, you gonna see a lot of different Birkins out there. You know, salute, man. Salute and prayers. Salute and prayers, man. Get your money the way you. Some bitches get their money the only way they know how.
Hey, man, some of them have babies. A lot of them have babies. You hear me?
That's a fact.
And then some of them, you know,
they call wolf.
Yes,
they
sir.
Cry wolf. For some of them, I don't know.
Wolf. Yeah. I mean, some of them.
Some should be happening, but a lot. I'm seeing a lot more of women calling wolf than. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you right.
What these dudes is doing on this internet, bro?
You right.
I don't know.
Yeah, they get a little.
These dudes, they. I don't know what's wrong with them. Man.
And it's like we seeing more, and I don't know if it's something being pushed because I'm seeing a lot more women whooping on or men whooping on women, men killing their girlfriends and they mamas, and you seen that shit with the man killed the girlfriend, her mama, and her daughter, 9-year-old girl. It's like you can't make this shit up. And you keep hearing these stories, and now you.
They said I talk to my sister all the time. I bet in the river. She said the most unsafe time is when a woman is ready to leave a man. And I never, you know, never put that in my brain. I was like, damn, because like I said, one time I talked to one of my cousins and they was trying to get out of a situation, and I was like, just leave. You know what I'm saying? And niggas was like, yeah. Sometimes you want to work those situations out, and that's unhealthy. But at the same time, you have to leave, and it has to be so abrupt because you don't know what.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan, and you don't know the stable mindset that these dudes be in, man.
Nah, you right.
Especially now, bro. Like I feel like it's every other day. You see one of these dudes is just spazzing out.
Oh boy, with his girl, the football player choking shorty out on camera.
Nah,
you
bro.
got. I mean, somebody else was on camera. They killed their mom. I just seen a kid. He killed his parents, stole their money, and then funded the Trump assassination scheme. Some teen in Wisconsin. That just popped up on my timeline just now. But it's. I feel like. This generation, we watch so much of these crime shows, we watch so much TV and documentaries where niggas think they can get away with so much more.
Oh, yeah.
So they start doing crazier shit, and it's getting uglier and uglier and uglier, bro. We see these men beating on these women, but I want to talk about women on women crime. Mm-hmm. We're gonna play another game of who's the villain, who's the victim, and who's doing the most. Mm-hmm. We've been seeing the headlines for years now. Zion. He's a part of the Freakos.
No, Zion is for sure part of the Freakos.
Freaky Z, that's what they call it.
Freaky Z.
Freaky Z, man. Zion, I don't know if he gotta keep himself in check or keep his woman in check. Cause his baby mama / girlfriend or significant other, she just got arrested for everything good.
No, the whole damn laptop tilt back.
No, bro, I thought he just was taking the laptop off the stand. I'm like, what I'm like,
bro, I'm listening up.
He was trying to pull up a fantasy score. Hey, man, I gotta see if I got a chance, bro.
No, man.
In about 2 minutes, we can turn off the TikTok too.
All right.
But I just want to hit it at 35 minutes. But I don't know what part I cut out at.
Freaky Z,
man. Freaky Z. He might have to keep himself in check. Or keep his women in check, because we just saw recently, we've been seeing the headlines with him and all these women, Mariah Mills, and then at the moment he announces his kid with his actual girl, Mariah Mills comes out with all this shit. And Mariah Mills that's like one of the toughest beefs in sports history. But we go from there to his baby mama / girlfriend. She was just arrested recently for stalking his side chick and then attacking her, beating her up, egging the bitch's house.
Oh, man.
Yeah, all of that good shit.
The ghetto!
Man.
Talking about the ghetto!
Out there in Kenner, Louisiana.
Oh,
Yeah. So, that's what she got locked by, Kenner PD. So, who do we say is the victim, who's the villain, and who's doing the most in this situation?
This is a tough one. Because I think all parties at this point, all parties can be the villains. All parties can be the victim. All parties could be doing the most.
That's what makes the game so fun.
I'm gonna have to say the villain would have to be Zion. Because if you make it, I just couldn't imagine myself having that much money and not having things in check, man. He shouldn't be dealing with this toxicity at this point in his career, bro.
But like we said, young niggas. He about the same age as Kyren Lacy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In respect.
Yeah.
So young niggas, they still trying to figure out everything. He, like you said, he's operating at a high level, but he's still a young boy that grew up in South Carolina at a freaky rate.
As a freak. Man.
He didn't see them type of bitches in that little town in South Carolina.
Nah.
And they wasn't there near Duke. They might have been. They might travel to go there. Yeah, you seen Brittany Renner do.
I would assume that the ones down there at Duke different.
Man, because if Brittany Renner going to Colorado, yeah, this is true. But Zion, you're right. He got to figure something out.
Yeah, he the villain for sure. The stalker, obviously, she's doing the most. Cause, like,
but that's his girl at home too.
let nigga cheat in peace. Come on, bro. It's 2025. Let niggas cheat in peace, bro. Can we please do this?
I hope so.
Like, little nigga, like, come on, man. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I silently protest of niggas cheating in peace, bro. That's where I stand at in 2025.
Let that nigga cheat in peace.
I say the victim is the chick that got beat up. The villain is the girlfriend. And Freakazy is the
that nigga might need a power, man.
He's doing the most.
There you go, brother.
No, facts, bro.
Did you catch that?
No,
I was about to say that's crazy.
That nigga just threw it at him.
Yeah. But I have to say that. I say that because like basically like
right.
Girl got beat up for being a side chick. Mm-hmm. Bro doing the most because he already know what he had going. And she's a villain because she whipping ass and bringing this shit to the light.
Nah. You gotta realize, bro, to sit there and follow somebody, bro, you at another level. It's over, bro. You got your life you wanted. You got the baby. You got the, you know what I'm saying? You ain't finna leave this nigga alone, bro. Come on now. To sit there and follow somebody all the way to the house, man, come on, man. You need to stop that.
Nah.
Immediately.
Then her picture looked like she was proud she did it.
Nah, she looked like and did. And that's exactly and did.
That's a fact.
They're like, ma'am, did you and did? That's exactly what Shorty said to them folks, man. I ain't gonna lie. The victim, who'd you say the victim was?
The whoopee. The whooped.
The side bitch?
Yeah.
I'ma say the victim is Zion, man.
Oh shit.
Zion just trying to play some basketball and clap some cheeks and maybe, you know what I'm saying? And dribble his balls to another house, you know what I'm saying? Get his balls dribbled on, Paul.
Get his balls dribbled on.
He trying to go. He trying to get
on
them
Usher shit, man.
Yeah, he
Usher shit.
trying to get that girl some cherries,
yes,
man. So I put Zion as the victim. The villain is the side chick because she knows that nigga got a girl. She knows what this nigga has been going through the last 2 years. You gotta keep that shit a little bit more Peter, where you gotta help. When you cheating, you gotta help each other not get caught. You got that's the key. If you both ain't on the same page, you are never gonna win. And you will never cheat in peace.
See, the thing about it is I get what you're saying. It's nothing that you can do. Once they go through the phone, like, unless you got like a burner phone, who's niggas don't be doing
that? That nigga's rich. He should have
at least 3 or 4 phones, facts, bro. Like, his burner phone shouldn't even be his burner phone. His burner phone should be like something that he keeps at work. Facts. He plays basketball every day, bro. What are we talking about? That nigga can cheat in peace if he wanted to, but she probably where you at? Where you going? Is that bitch in the car? She
put me on speak. I want to hear if anybody breathing in the background.
Bro, listen, she on that nigga roll.
Nah.
She want to pull up to practice. She want to pull up to the games. He's cooked, bro. Like I said, either
I want to know how he got caught. You think it was the phone?
It had to be. I mean, that's
rich niggas get caught different ways. I feel like they get caught way easier than we do. That's just it. Like a regular nigga, you not gonna be.
You got to think about it. They playing at a whole nother level. So
facts.
It'd be the slightest things. Bitches just take certain pictures to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this where I was at.
Yeah,
this is what I was doing. You don't even got to be with him, but
you don't.
I'm taking a picture in this particular mirror. I know you go to that hotel whenever y'all finna go on the road, nigga.
Is that nigga sock in the background? They start zooming in, start seeing the Smoothie King Arena in the background.
Facts. Nah, that's a fact. Just see the pelican. Oh, that's a bird on a seat.
And then you cheating in the same city where she can just drive up to this bitch house and egg it whenever she wants.
That nigga's
You know how mad she had to be to spend $15 on a dozen of eggs just to waste?
Bro. Nigga, now that's a different level, bro. They playing at a whole different level. That nigga, he need to get his life together. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because you in the headlines more for these women than you are for baskets, brother. Shout out to Zion.
Yeah, he used to be like that, bro. Once you get that money, that money turned into a super freak. He got a super max and became a super freak. Nah, for real, that's how it be, bro.
Zion, get well soon.
Yes, sir.
You seen that tattoo the nigga had? He had the baddie tattoo over his.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy to have that belly button tattoo. It's like a target.
Nah,
that's crazy.
I don't know what.
That's from Naruto.
Would you get that tattoo
On your belly?
Your belly button?
I don't like Naruto like that, but I get it.
So would you get any tattoo
It's like
on your belly button?
like selling a beast.
Would you get any tattoo on your belly button, bro?
Nigga, it's not like on a nigga belly button, bro. It's like a whole stomach piece.
So is it surrounding his belly button?
Oh, he said it like that, bro.
Like the belly button is part of the tattoo. It's like
that's the center of the tattoo. Would you get a tattoo around your belly button? Yes or no?
Nah, bro, but I get it. It's the sale of the beast.
So to answer my question, yes.
But you don't get it though. That's the thing about it. If you get it, you'll be like, oh, I understand what it is.
it's a.
So you think? Hold on. You think it's fire?
Huh?
You think it's fire?
Nah, it ain't my tattoo. I don't care about it, but I get it. I saw it. I was like, oh, I get what he's doing.
So you saw that and didn't think nothing negative about that when you first saw it?
Nah, nigga, bro. Niggas be having all type of tattoos, bro. You act like this the first time a nigga had an anime tattoo, bro.
No, it's the first time I see the nigga with a swirl on his belly button.
Yeah, but you don't know what it is. That's why he says a swirl.
I respect it, bro.
If you knew what it was, you would get
learn
the
something
Now,
new
if I knew
about
what
your
it was, I
friends
still
every
would
day,
think
bro.
that shit is weird.
Learn something new about your friends
My
every
nigga
day,
is
bro.
gonna hold that shit down. Pause.
Oh, really, nigga? It's just a tattoo.
It's a freaky tattoo to me.
No point.
You call it the seal of the beast. That shit is more than marketing.
That nigga the marketing beast. That nigga
man.
say, only thing sometimes you gotta let the jokes just go and go by, man. I don't want no problems with Zion, man.
Man, shout out to Freaky Z, man.
Yeah, shout out to you, my brother.
Salute, man. Salute.
Salute, man.
Where we want to go next? Shit, we can keep it into sports. Another freaky ass nigga, man.
Freak ass nigga.
Ty Freak. His name is Tyreek Hill.
Man.
Shout out to Tyreek Hill, man. He been losing.
Tyreek got about 7 kids now, ain't it?
I think last year.
Nah, that nigga,
It's one nigga that have money and just said, I'm gonna have a whole family.
Nah.
And we don't be seeing him. I think we talked about it last week. You don't see him in the headlines like Ant. We always see Ant in the headlines. And I feel like Tyreek, he always finds a way to escape these little situations, but now it's getting a little tricky where the news is getting involved with it. But it was, I'm gonna play the clip real fast and we'll go from there.
Lacy on Local 10 News involving Tyreek Hill.
Police called to de-escalate a situation involving the Miami Dolphins superstar, his wife, daughter, and mother-in-law. Let's get right over to Local 10's Rosh Lowe live in Sunny Isles Beach with the exclusive. Rosh.
This was a very concerning call to police, and it came from the mother-in-law of Tyreek Hill. The mother-in-law concerned about her daughter and the couple's baby. You're looking at exclusive video of Tyreek Hill on the balcony of his Sunny Isles condo Monday as police are responding.
I want to know who pulled their camera out to
The
get that
call
video.
goes out. Police
That's
race
crazy,
to the
bro.
Porsche Design Building in Sunny Isles Beach on Monday. The mother-in-law of Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill calls the cops. The
Shut
call
up.
goes out as an assault in progress. Police get there. They make contact with Hill, his wife Keita Hill, and their child.
I'm ready for it.
They also speak to Tyreek's mother-in-law, Alicia.
Tyreek. At first, I'm gonna say get well soon.
I feel like this is set up. Now that you
Set
say about how the fuck they just get a video in the midst of an argument on a 19th floor.
Bro, from the balcony.
Paparazzi.
Yeah, Paparazzi.
Yeah.
That's a real famous building. And probably once they seen the cops went, they was like, they probably heard the voices or some commotion or something like that. But regardless, is it a setup or is it just making sure that you are prepared and protected? You know what I'm saying?
From
what
the woman's standpoint?
Yeah, from the woman's standpoint. Because at the end of the day, it's a two-headed sword here, no Diddy. Because the mama for me, it's crazy that the girl's mom is the one that his wife's mom is the one that called the cops, because we all supposed to be we under one umbrella. Once we went with that type of money, once we jump that broom and we tie our families and tie that knot, if you're in my condo, we got to be on the same page at all times. Right. All three of us or all four of us, however many parents on each side. So it gets to a point where I can't blame the mom, because the mom is protecting her child. You're doing what's best. You holding your daughter down, and I'm holding my child down, right or wrong, regardless. But it's a tricky situation when you actually start involving your in-laws and your parents in your actual relationship and marriage. I know you got to have a village, but it's got to be some type of boundaries where everybody can't be a part of your everyday life and your relationship. And I don't know. Well, what's that? What boundaries do we set in that?
I think honestly, this is what I say. I know when we first started, we had an episode about church and state. I feel like when it comes to parenting, when it comes to that type of commotion stuff, because most of the times, like, we have these disagreements, and sometimes niggas get heated and may raise their voice high, for sure. Whatever. You gonna want to be with me after that, or vice versa. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think parents should get involved into certain stuff. I'm not saying don't give advice and don't give wisdom at the same time. Calling the police is to the extreme. Now, if you putting your hands on her, call the police. I'm down with that. For sure. But if it's just, I lost my cool, you know what I'm saying? You know the significance of who I am. You know what I'm saying? You know just the smallest, minute thing. And I'm black on top of that.
And you already saw what happened when he got pulled over for like a regular speeding ticket. So they don't care who he is. When you call the cops on me, you threatening my life. My livelihood and my life if I'm Tyreek Hill. Because once you get charged or accused of something, it's hard to just shake that accusation. Exactly. Even if you found guilty or not guilty like Soulja, you're still gonna have that on your jacket. And he's had multiple situations. He got a history of this back when he was in college, where he, put his hands on a woman. So it's all it does is mess up his image. Right. His image, and at some point when these folks in the NFL start to get pissed off, and you seen what just happened to Deshaun Watson when he wanted to get traded. Tyreek been getting into this trade talk the last year, the last couple months. Right. Now we got this situation to hold over your head to cut your pay to Antonio Brown, you or Deshaun Watson. So you gotta watch it. You gotta watch yourself and watch who you keep. I can't say keep around because you married the woman.
I mean, but at the same time, you have to watch, like, I know when I first...
You got to watch for the red flags.
Yeah, that's a fact. When I first started dating my girl, I try to make it, like, very... I mean, even to this day, that's something that I do. Like, I'll take advice from my parents a lot. Yeah. But I feel like they come... And no knock, but my parents have a lot of wisdom. Her parents have a lot of wisdom also. But when it comes to certain topics in my house... I kind of exclude my parents from. I don't. You don't tell your parents everything. But you tell your parents some stuff, and there's some stuff that I don't speak to my parents about, and I don't speak to her parents about. Right. Because that's between me and my girl. So with the Tariq situation, just having, I can see having your mother-in-law there to help out with the kid, whatever the case may be. Like you said, we all have to be on one accord, baby. Whenever these police get called, we at a whole nother level. We not just you calling the police on your daughter's husband. Yeah. You calling the police on your daughter's husband, which is a black man. That
you calling the police on a black man.
Exactly.
Period.
And this can be the most dangerous situation that he can be put in. Especially niggas, he this and he that and he got money. So, niggas probably look at you a certain type of way. Facts. Just out of a pride type of thing. Yeah. This nigga. Pretty much. And then he got out, and you seen he got something that you don't got. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. The cops gonna automatically try to make an example. They already tried to make an example. Exactly. We don't give a fuck who you is. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. You call the police on me, I don't think we can ever talk again. Nah, facts. When it gets to that point where you decide that, hey, I want to put your life in danger, because I know I'm not getting wild to where I need to get the cops called on me. So when you start calling the cops to put somebody's life in danger, I don't think. It's going to take a lot for us to grow from that. Now, Richard Sherman with his wife, you saw how that situation was. It got out of hand to where she called the cops, and she was like, just please don't hurt him. He's okay. He's not violent. He's just having an episode right now. In situations like that, I respected that.
just because probably he didn't want to call his friends to get them involved into it. So, you know, I don't know. But that was a situation where she was on the phone with the cops the whole time. Please don't hurt him. I just want you to calm him down because he's tripping right now. Right. And I can't control him. Right. And I think they grew from that. But that's the only situation where I've seen it to where I can say I kind of get it. You know what I mean? I kind of get it. But involving your mama...
Nah, bro. I think that's
because your mama
bad
would
for
never.
business.
Our relationship would never be the same.
And one thing about it, I mean, sometimes if you're dealing with certain people, it's going to be an automatic bias. You know what I'm saying? My parents going to ride for me. My brother going to ride for me. My sister's going to ride for me, regardless of whatever the case may be. Facts. They will correct me, but they going to ride for me in a lot of situations. But you can't. I forgot what point I was finna make. But nah, you can't. Parents have to be off limits when it comes to, and yeah, that's what I was finna say. That like they try to dress it up to where like the nigga has been getting more and more aggressive each and every time they get into it. I didn't like that.
Oh, that's what they. So they start giving all types of backstory.
They was like, oh, he did this, and he just keep getting more and more aggressive as if he gonna put his hands on her at some point. That's a situation that you have to get yourself out of because now niggas looking at you a certain type of way.
So let's add to your sister's statement from earlier. Right. I feel like it gets most dangerous for a successful man when he's ready to leave too.
Facts. 100%.
It gets more dangerous for a successful man when he's ready to leave. I feel like once you feel like you feel like you're about to lose your person, your crutch, and possibly your sponsor, your financer, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It gets a little tricky to where you're going to do whatever in your power to not lose this person or to not lose in general. Mm-hmm. When some of them crazy niggas and their women about to lose and he not going to have no car to drive around and he about to get kicked out. You know what I'm saying?
You know painted a badass picture.
But that's how these niggas be when we see these niggas shooting these women and their daughters that ain't even theirs. That's a nigga that don't got a place to live. He's living with...
They got booted out. She probably...
Man.
Shit on that nigga.
Yeah, he probably kicked him out. He done been raising, braiding the girl hair and shit. And, and women, some women, they not strong and they don't have that in them to kill a nigga. So I'm going to kill your career. Yeah. Or that's... Calling the cops on a black man is damn near ordering a hit on him sometimes. In the right city, in the right time, with the right story. If you call the cops on a black man, that's just as good as calling up a hitman. Yeah. And that's where we living at, especially nowadays. It get a little ugly, bro. It get a little ugly. And we talked about the implications of what it's going to do to his relationship, how it's going to affect his family and his career. But how do you think this is going to affect his pockets?
Oh, I seen that she may be filing for divorce. So if she filed for divorce and she get the kid, most likely, he's gonna have to.
And if he did not,
crazy, yeah.
If there was no prenup,
I mean, I don't know. Like you can say there's no prenup, but at some point, nigga, like when you dealing with them type of M's, nigga, just get that shit. There's no love in the world, nigga. I'm broken. I want a prenup. That's just what it is. I'm not broke.
Yeah, but not.
I'm not. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm at a point where it's like, okay, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah.
And this is no bullshit. I mean, it's just like to protect myself because at some point, like, and it's probably wrong to think like that. You know what I'm saying? My parents would probably give me other advice, but shit. Cause
some things you don't talk to your parents
exactly,
about, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All right, now bring that up to my parents, but that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? To protect yourself, I think when you dealing with I ain't gonna say unreasonable, but it's not the regular amount of money, nigga.
Yeah.
Just sign the paper. It ain't nothing. I just want to protect myself. That's it. If you love me that much, that's really what it all based on, nigga. I love you so much that you ain't even gotta sign it. Well, if you love me so much, sign it.
Sign it, because you don't want my money. Just sign it.
Yeah.
And I get both sides.
I believe my girl really love me.
Nah, for sure, but it's just shit happens.
Nah, it does.
Are we thinking child support, alimony, spousal support? But we're not going to see no lawsuits or you don't think we're going to see no criminal, none of that, no DV?
I think they're gonna nip this in. I mean, if she really want to push the envelope like that, then I think that she can throw in this DV and he's getting aggressive. But both of them said that nobody got hit or hurt or nothing like that.
Yeah,
so,
but they said she had a bruise on her. And she held it down for that part.
She did.
She held it down.
Because he definitely probably choked
he definitely probably choked her up. Come here, hit her with a crack little. Get over here. A little chicken wing grab.
No, them niggas, listen, they dressed it up so good to where like, he did something.
For sure. And He did, yeah. We gonna be real now.
No, he did.
He did something. it's just when you got all these moving parts,
Probably
bro.
head butter or something. Yeah.
Nah, that's Chad Johnson. Ocho.
Oh shit.
That's what Ocho Cinco did.
Nah,
he ruined his career off that headbutt. He never got another contract off that headbutt.
Which one?
With the Evelyn.
Oh, okay, yeah. And she get paid.
Oh yeah, for sure. She became famous as fuck off that. What's that? Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, all that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Free Tyreek, man.
And free him till we see him.
But we've been seeing let's just get to our Puff It or Pass It segment at this point.
Okay, gotcha.
Puff It or Pass It,
Puff It or Pass It, baby. This segment was brought to you by Z-Land.
Yes, sir. Puff It or Pass It, man. So in this segment, for the people that don't know, somewhat new, but Puff It or Pass It, you either puff it,
or pass it.
You don't need it or keep it, man. Keep it or leave it. You dig what I'm saying? But this is the first part about Puff It or Pass It, man. Recently, Texas State Senate has passed a bill to where the father of the child is now liable and has to pay for child support from the conception of the child. So you paying 9 months before the baby even born. We puffing or passing,
Oh, bro, listen, I am passing that. Hey, man, listen, life will teach you one thing, bro. Life will life the fuck out of you, bro. I'll tell you that.
No better teacher,
When I seen this, I said, yeah, they cutting up, bro. I don't know who went down. Like, it's already bad enough that, like, niggas have to go back 3 years. But could you imagine going back, like you don't even know if this your child, for number one. You don't know what she did, whatever it is, but whenever they find out that it is your child.
And to be honest, bro, if the kid ain't yours, do you get that 9 months of child support back? Does that go against her taxes? Do they garnish her wages? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro.
Does
they
she
playing
have
a dirty game now, bro. To try to double up on,
and it's a man. It was a man that was passing this law.
Yeah.
This ain't women. This is men. So it's.
Honestly, I don't see the
point.
I don't see the point.
I don't hear about white people getting locked up for child support. I never seen a Mexican man get locked up for child support. It's a certain type of people that get hit with that child support. A certain type of people that force that child support on.
Lose your license.
You can lose your license off of
Yeah.
What? Oh.
I know somebody that just lost their CDL behind that shit.
Behind child support?
Yes.
Back pay?
Yes.
Or unpaid, whatever you call it. That's crazy. Yes. I thought they can garnish your wages or your taxes.
Lying.
That is crazy, bro.
They can suspend your license for not paying taxes, which is the dumbest shit in the world. Because why would you suspend my license now? Either I can't get, not supposed to be driving to work, or in my case, I'm a CDL holder, so I can't work. Like that's
and you
my
never gonna
trade.
get your money.
Yeah,
I feel like this is a whole setup.
Yeah, nigga, it's to keep your foot on my neck, nigga. They've been breaking the black families up
since the black family existed in this country.
Exactly, and this is just another way to do it. Like, cause now it's already enough. It's already enough, bro. When you get those child support papers after your child has been born, that's tough. When you get the child support papers and they tell you, hey, listen, we're gonna go back. Honestly, now that I think about it, I feel like they've been doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you haven't had all your kids in Texas. This is your second kid that was born in Texas.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because when I had one of my kids, I feel like I had started out the gate with back pay.
With the 9 months on the just fresh off of birth.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
fresh off of birth.
That's crazy. That's just a setup, bro.
I never even thought about that, but yeah.
Because that can mess. I feel like that don't mess up like probation or parole and that type of thing, does it? It don't affect nothing like that. Because that will change the game.
Not conception. That's what I'm thinking about. It's just the 9 months that. No, it don't. It don't.
It don't. Okay.
It's just the 9 months. The conception shit is crazy.
Yeah, bro.
But I guess like if you factoring in like you have to use. Like, say for instance, if you have to use like state programs or something like Medicaid or Medicare, I don't know which one it is. That whole time she's using the Medicaid or the Medicare in order to get the doctor visits and the appointments and all that shit. So they want you to pay all that back. That's pretty much what you paying back.
That's a lot of money because them doctors that you go to without that, I don't know how much y'all didn't do the Medicaid thing, huh?
I think we did. I think we did.
Oh, okay,
she didn't get on until afterwards, but they never made me pay none of that back.
Okay, but did y'all have to pay like at the hospital to?
No.
Oh, okay, because that shit get tricky, bro. When they start, because it got tricky where we was losing the Medicaid before my last one, and it was like a limbo where we was like, how much are we gonna have to pay to have this baby? And then at the last second, God stepped in. press the button.
Yeah.
Like, we was gonna be paying a couple racks to have a kid before we even brought her out the house.
Damn.
Before we even knew if she was okay, before she got the doctors here, we was gonna have to pay a couple bands. So it cost. That's another thing. Y'all be wanting to have these kids. It costs a lot of money to have these kids before you even raise them, bro. Before you even raise them. So
raising them is a whole nother thing, but having them, nigga.
That's it's a process regardless.
But I get both sides. I say that. I get both sides. I can say I'll puff it. I can say I'll pass it. Because at some point, like...
Puffing it is gay. I think we're going to pass everything.
Okay. Hey, the nigga say we gonna pass everything. Nah, but I get the concept. If we talking about it from the mother's gonna be stuck with the bill.
Okay, yeah.
If we saying that, like the mother's gonna be stuck with all the bills of going back and forth to the the doctors and all that. Yeah. I think if it is your child, I think you should have to play a part in paying that back.
That's a fact. That's part of supporting the child to make sure that the child is born healthy too.
Yeah,
so
that's a fact.
But
if it's just strictly off of
going back on, you know what I'm saying?
Suck my dick, bro. I ain't with all that, bro.
That's probably what got you here.
Nah, if they would,
yeah, pick your poison. Malone, you got anything to add, bro?
No, I ain't got none of that.
I ain't got no kids. This is why I'm not having no kids, B.
Man, y'all want to vibe check?
Yeah, let's get to it, man. This segment here was brought to you guys by Subculture. DrinkSubculture.com. Cold brew coffee, THC infused at your door, man. They got some more stuff coming in, but the Ethiopian oat milk is the best one. I just gave out my last Ethiopian oat milk to our last guest. Make sure y'all tune in to the last episode or the next episode to see our special guest with that interview. Shout out to King Kano. But let's get to the vibe check, baby.
Hey, man, I'm gonna play "Do Better" by Ab-Soul.
Okay, let's get.
That was "Do Better" by Ab-Soul.
Shout out to Solo Ho. Cheap it like a motherfucking Jolo Ho. Hey. Blue Chucks on El Pollo.
Yeah.
Black lip passer. Yeah, man. Shout out to Solo, man. Solo, yeah. Damn, I didn't know you fuck with that.
Oh yeah, that was my joint, man.
That's one of them joints. All right, this song right here is called "Without You" by Mac King and Esther. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but let's get it. Yeah, man. Vibe check. Sometimes we gotta make a bitch sweat a little bit. You get what I mean? Malone, where we going, bro? Where we going?
My vibe gonna be Back Door by Playboy Cardi and Kendrick Lamar.
Let's get it. Back door.
That was tough.
Yes, sir. Back door, Janae Aiko, Playboy Cardi, and Kendrick Lamar. And the vibes did not fail you, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls. The vibes be vibing, y'all. The vibes be vibing.
Back door,
tap in or miss out, bitch. Tune in or miss out. Sorry, y'all. That liquor is liquor. Mm-hmm. And that rant was brought to you guys by Warfield Distillery.
Warfield, man.
Some of the toughest whiskey, bourbon in the game.
Wiki?
95 proof. Wiki 95? Or beer. No beer, no wiki.
No beer, no wiki.
Man, we sipping 95 proof out the dough. You hear what I'm saying? But where we want to go next, man? Where we want to go next? Yeah, I want to talk about some hood rat shit.
All right, let's
do some hood rat things with our hood rat friends, man. So originally, y'all know Young Milton, the little Latarian Milton, man. We remember the kid back in the day. He was a Boondocks episode where Buddy just wanted to steal his granny car, go joyriding, and happened to get caught. Mm-hmm. You know, we always get to these moments with these viral stars and be like, where are they now? Well, Latarian Milton, he has not changed one bit.
Not a thing.
He has upped the ante. Just like how them kids used to break into your car and steal your change, now they have graduated to stealing the car.
Man.
If it's happening there, it's happening all over the country, bro.
That's a fact.
So Latarian Milton, I saw this headline on the gram. We're going to play the little clip and we're going to get to it.
He's a kid boy. Damn.
Right.
This is Milton entering a West Palm Beach courtroom Monday.
Cuz will still look the same, too.
Carjacking. Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies say a Lyft driver picked up 4 young males and a female early Sunday morning and drove them to Windora Way in West Palm Beach. That's where the female exited the vehicle. Investigators say the suspects told the driver to take them to another location. When the driver refused, authorities say one of the suspects pulled out a handgun and hit the driver in the back of the head. The
Yeah,
driver
man,
says he got out of the car and was robbed of his wallet and jacket. He later told deputies that Milton, who was in the front passenger seat, got out and hopped into the driver's seat and sped away with the other suspects. According to investigators, the driver gave detectives a phone number, which led to the identification of Milton. Deputies arrested Milton.
Wait, what?
The other suspects. According to investigators, the driver gave detectives a phone number, which led to the identification of Milton. Deputies arrested Milton Sunday afternoon.
LaMilton.
LaMilton.
You gonna have to do a little bit better, brother.
Is it his friends that told him?
You gave him the phone number. Call that nigga.
Yeah, he gave his phone number. Bro, you robbed the Uber driver. That was the Lyft driver. Why y'all can't just let niggas do their job, bruh? First you went from, but are we surprised?
No.
Are we surprised at this?
No. LaMilton.
Unfortunately, Trench Baby's gonna do Trench Baby things. But LaMilton, bruh, you went from stealing your granny car to pistol whipping and carjacking your Uber driver, bro. Big Dank would be proud, though. Big Dank would be proud because he was able to fit in that car. His tires wasn't tires. He about the size of Big Dank.
It's big. Oh,
yeah. Remember,
he's a sick person.
He about the size of Big Dank, and that's why these Lyft drivers. Sometimes I was gonna say we need to do we call that shit background checks on the Uber drivers, but niggas gonna do nigga things if they get a nigga opportunity. That just is what it is, man. I didn't expect to have that in my bingo cards for the year to seeing the kid from the Blue Mountains.
I just want to do hood rat stuff with my hood rat friends,
and he grew up to be a hood rat.
Nah, that's how it be, bro. These niggas grew up and fail still, bro. You gotta accept it, bro. They failed as kids and they gonna fail as adults, bro. I'm sorry to say it.
He failed up a little bit, you know.
Yeah. So, no, that nigga did a dumbass crime. How you gonna get a nigga the number that you robbed, bro?
Use a burner. Use somebody else's Uber account if you gon'. They have your picture.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I was out there hitting this, I started doing desperate shit too, so I understand, bro.
Yeah.
You start doing that sounded crazy. But you start doing desperate shit, bro.
So how desperate did you get? Just for the viewers. I want them to know how desperate you got.
One time, bro. I remember bitch, I'll kill you, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. Cause you got that nigga shirt on right now while you talking shit.
What you say, nigga? What you say?
Come on, man, please, man.
Nah, that nigga had a tank top on. He had a white beat on.
Niggas, you know I had it. Come on, man, please, man. Just take the cheeseburgers, man.
Do your thing, man.
Nigga say,
I'll do your thing.
I ain't gonna cut up. You know what that nigga said, cheeseburger. Do your thing, man.
Hey, that nigga kept it all the way PG. I'll do your thing. It's crazy.
Go scale back.
PG. I feel you.
You know
bro.
what I'm saying? We gotta scale back. Shout out to LaMilton, man.
Nah, bro. Shout out to him, man.
Bro, did you see that kid, high school kid? You know, just back to Trench Babies. High school kid, he pretty much dropped a diss track on one of his teammates and got arrested for it.
Oh yeah, they had jumped him or some shit like that.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, they jumped him the day, I think a couple days before, and then after they jumped him, he did the diss track and he was talking about shooting him or something like that, and they charged that nigga with terroristic threatening.
That's more ass shit. Trying to say he did the songs because he didn't want to. They didn't want to retaliate physically.
Yeah, so I mean, at this point, you might well go and catch the full charge now.
Nah.
I'm not shooting, but I'm just saying. Catch some niggas
what are we teaching the youth,
Nah, bro. Nah, listen.
They might as well just get your gun out and shoot them.
Nah, bro. Being jumped by some good niggas, that ain't the vibes.
Yeah, y'all ever been jumped?
Hell yeah.
You ever been jumped?
Mm-mm. That
shit ain't no fun, bro.
Scary, bro.
That shit ain't no fun. Nah, man, I ain't gonna lie. That was
you got jumped before?
Yeah, it's like 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You was bigger than all the other kids. That's what it was. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, bro.
At 13, I was probably like Grady's height. I was probably like Grady's height at 13.
So it was just some hoes.
It was some weird shit. I tried to be slick and took somebody's shit and I shouldn't have. Took the wrong stuff.
Oh, so you was rightfully jumped.
Yeah. I wasn't rightfully jumped. They kind of, you know what I'm saying? They hit me with like a little I say it was a knife. It probably was an ink pen, but that motherfucker cut through my stitches, and that's why I got infected and shit on my leg.
Oh, you had stitches?
I had stitches from some other shit. And cut through it, and I ended up getting infected and all type of shit.
Hold up, bro. Hold up.
So I had stitches because some shit happened.
I know. I understand that. Do you care to share with the stitches before? No.
Oh nah. I was a trench baby too, motherfucker. I had a bed. My bed had the springs poking out, and I slept in it. I climbed in my bed. My leg got caught into it. Damn near.
Niggas didn't target the stitches. It just
they definitely targeted the stitches.
Oh shit,
they definitely targeted.
Hey, that's some different niggas, bro. Go for his stitches.
Put some dirt on.
Nah, nigga loosened. Yeah, he tried to cut my stitches. That's kind of shit.
Damn, that shit gave you trauma, ain't it, man?
You see how I'm feeling?
Hey, that nigga appreciate that shit.
That shit was different, bro.
Yeah, man. He's trying to step my stitches.
Can we just move on?
Yeah, that shit is different, bro.
That happened down there. Okay, all right.
Last semester before I moved up here.
Oh shit. That was the one that popped and said we got to get our son out of here.
Nah, they was. We was already about to move to Texas. I feel like niggas was like, I would never see him again. Fuck this nigga. Let's do the most episode. He'll never forget about it.
Hold on, so did they know you had the stitches or like the niggas that jumped?
Yeah, because it was like a thing at school. Like I left school for a while, I had stitches, and I had to.
Hey, listen, I hope you bitch ass niggas is failing in life right now.
One of them is dead, so.
Oh, so girl.
Fuck yeah.
The other one, I hope you fell in the life, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All three of y'all, you bitch ass niggas.
Oh, it was 3 people?
Yeah.
I got to jump about 3 people too.
It was 4 niggas. One of them is dead.
God damn.
You beat the shit out. One of the niggas was a little nigga. They fucked me up. Real kicks? They fucked me up.
Hold on, bro.
But it was one little nigga I was
still, bro. Fuck all that. Why would 4 people jump you, bro? What the fuck did you steal, bro? It better not have been no Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It better not have been no
food. Nah, it was like, you know how I tried to be grown, bro. Niggas used to try to sell fake weed. And
you try to sell some niggas?
Try to put the Reggie with oregano. And what the fuck? Cause back, when you
it started to show with a stomach punch.
Nah, bro, it was the first. It was sick because it was a setup. There was a little nigga. I'm like, oh, nigga, you ain't tripping. I ain't fucking with you. I was a choke. Pause. Little nigga, you ain't fucking with me. And I was like, wait, why the? You know how you get hit? You don't know why you get. You don't know where. Like, wait, something's wrong here. And then I'm already, yeah. A tussle. I got one of them niggas up out the way. So.
Nah, bro.
That ain't funny, bro.
That shit is kind of hilarious.
That shit ain't funny, man.
Stomach uppercut. Your feet come off the ground.
Bro, my feet. Bitch, fuck you, bro. My feet ain't come off the ground until I fail, bitch. That's what happened, man.
Grab his leg.
Line him up. I'm gonna kick him in the face.
Y'all niggas. I hate y'all niggas with all my heart, bro.
Kick him in the stitches.
Nah.
No, man, no.
Stab him in the stitches. Hey, when the nigga hit you with the you know that niggas stupid. Niggas scattered. All it took was that
Make a scene. Fuck that.
That shit should be funny. I'm sorry, bro. This is a safe place. I swear to God, it is.
This is the most dangerous place. It's not safe at all.
Left by trauma.
Hey, I need one to you feel comfortable talking right now? I want to laugh. I want you to tell me the story.
Hey, nah, bro. The nigga didn't want to tell the story. That nigga was just like, yeah, y'all been jumping before? Yeah. He's like, you been jumping? Yeah, man, That nigga started rubbing
his leg. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Hey, nah, bro. They whipped the shit out of that nigga, bro. I don't even have to tell my
story. You ever got kicked in your... Getting kicked is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's the shit you be seeing on... Yeah, man.
Yeah, that shit sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Grab his leg. I'm sorry. We done, bro. We done. We out of there. I'm sorry. Yes, I've been jumped before too, bro.
That's all clear. I don't want to bring up fucked up stories in your life, brother. It's okay. It's okay.
I got a lot of them though.
Yeah, trust me. I'll find a way to exploit it, man. Don't worry.
That was too funny. That nigga was uncomfortable. I think that's what's more funnier than anything. You was just uncomfortable, bro. Cause it's like, yeah, man, you know. Like, tell the story. What's going on?
Ooh,
yeah, you know,
man, chicken bone.
Yeah, man, you know.
Hey, I ain't on that yet.
Why didn't we do nothing? That's
I know that.
You see, you trying to turn us against each other, bro.
I'm trying to
bro. Nah, we locked in, nigga.
That's a sick nigga.
Is it true that they fired 3 referees in the NFL?
I think that's true. The shit about
KC?
About Kansas City, they said based on some controversial calls that they missed or made, they were either fired or suspended. 5 referees, and they was all refereeing a lot of these Kansas City games this last season.
3 of them got fired for sure.
You said 3 of them got fired for sure? Mm-hmm. Okay, so 5 of them was investigated.
They're showing the highlights. I don't know the highlights was mentioning the games, but it looked like it was the crucial ones. Like it's the Texans. That
was crucial. They cheated that.
Yeah, that one at the end. They said he got hit in the head when he barely touched that nigga.
Yeah, they cheated.
Okay. I remember I was at work.
The Bengals one, they for sure cheated on that one.
Give him an extra play, fired, and then even the
Did they cheat y'all? Nah, they just got like a crazy.
The Saints.
Yeah, that was a close. Remember that was. Y'all had them niggas to the wire.
That 1 year with the Rams.
Oh yeah, they changed the rule behind that.
Yeah, the shit out of it.
But see, that's the thing. Kansas City, and shit was so egregious. There was no rule to change. These niggas knew the rule and still called it opposite.
Like them niggas cheated like multiple times with Kansas City, bro. They should have never made it to the chip. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I mean, it was good.
Yeah. And they know how to win in the playoffs, but they got them to the position where just get me to the playoffs and I'll handle it from here.
Because if you look at it,
well, no, even in the playoffs they got cheated.
Even if you look at it, they would have to if they lose those. Well, they probably would have lost against Houston in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
But they called that play and that changed the whole trajectory of the game. So.
And those plays it's not just it's a blown call, it's a momentum shit. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Bro. If those are the games, if those are the refs tied to those specific games, because I didn't watch the highlight clip. I thought they were just trying to add it for clicks. But if that's what it is, get them niggas the fuck up out the league, bro. Because y'all fucked up a lot of our parlays. Fuck you.
And they made a lot of games like unenjoyable because you was like, what the fuck?
Yes, bro.
Questionable endings, like at the end of the game, it was like,
why don't the refs ever cheat for the Cowboys? Like, can we get cheated? Like, we got cheated for one time and got cheated plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dez Bryant, man.
Yeah,
they cheated the shit out of y'all.
Shout out to Dez Bryant.
They changed the rule after that too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. That did happen.
Nigga, I remember I was asleep on my bunk and came out. I was like, Cowboys had to win. Them niggas was around there moping around. I said, damn. And they showed that play. I said, that's a catch.
Yeah.
They cheated them niggas down.
Oh, that was back.
At least it should have been a fumble, if anything.
Yeah, down at the 1. Or whatever yard line. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because what's that, 4th down?
It was.
Okay. Yeah, that should have been the 1st and goal.
Facts.
At the 1.
At the 1. Or maybe inches, no diddy.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I want to get into some more sports. At this point, we have to have seen the Carmelo Anthony story.
Yeah.
So shout out to Carmelo Anthony, the basketball player. We didn't talk about it, but he is the first ballot Hall of Famer. Salute to Carmelo Anthony. But there was a kid that has been named after the basketball player Carmelo Anthony. A young kid out of Frisco, Texas, Fort Worth area. He was charged with murder. 17-year-old kid. With the murder of a kid named Austin Metcalf. A black kid killed a white kid in high school, and of course that's automatically gonna raise eyes. The fact that it happened at such a public outing like a track meet, that's what got a lot of people thinking, because this kid was never known to be aggressive. He's never known to have like an anger problem, and all of his coaches, his coaches and the people close to him say that. But at some point he was pushed to a point where he pulled a knife out of his backpack and stabbed a little kid, or stabbed his peer. I know some people said it was over a seat. Some people said that the kid and his twin brother were trying to like bully Carmelo, and at some point the last straw broke, and he said he grabbed his back and said, "Touch me again to see what happened." And they fucked around and found out. Man, and he told that little nigga, "Pick your brother up, nigga."
Damn.
Oh, no, I'm just talking shit. But the way they sauced it up, he died in his twin brother's arms. A lot of outrage has been you know brought to the blogs about that. But I saw that and GoFundMe was created for Carmelo Anthony, his defense funds, and to make sure that he takes care of make sure his family's taken care of, and you know his legal fees are taken care of. It's gotten up to $300,000, and now everybody's mad that y'all are raising money for a killer. Everybody gets GoFundMes from Trump, from the nigga that killed George Floyd They raised $500K on his GoFundMe. Fucking George Zimmerman. Zimmerman is a millionaire now behind killing a little black boy and didn't do any time. So we gotta really start having these conversations, because y'all keep saying these buzzwords like you said. He's a YN, he's a thug, he's violent, he's aggressive. No, you just want to say he's black and you're trying to find every way not to call him a nigger or a nigger.
That's a fact.
Because I've seen they put a list of all of these white murderers that have gotten 3 times the amount that he's gotten as a GoFundMe. And at the end of the day, this is a kid. And we keep getting to this point. It goes back because Carmelo Anthony, he was a track athlete. Just back to what we was talking about with Kyren Lacy, rest in peace. That one mistake cannot define you as a person.
Right.
Now, I don't even know what side who do we believe in this?
First and foremost, I want to say RIP to, you know, the kid that lost his life.
Rest in peace and prayers.
But at the same time, nigga, bullying is a real thing.
Facts.
If this is true, we could just say if this is true for them bullying them, then I think you have to accept the parameters that come with that. I'm saying, I know you don't want to.
Yeah.
But you don't know what that does to somebody. You don't understand the amount of rage that you have when a nigga is just trying to pick on you. If that is true, we don't know if it is.
Right.
At the same time, even if that is true, I don't think it gives you the right to take someone's life.
For sure.
Simple as that. But like you said, they got these white kids that's going and mass murdering people in these schools
and these churches.
Yeah, they get a lot of publicity. Sometimes they take them down. Sometimes they handcuff them and bring them
to McDonald's before they go to the.
There's so much stuff that go along with it. You can't get mad because now the community is supporting. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we have a black brother that made a mistake. Yes, we have that. But that doesn't mean that you abandoned him at the point to where nobody is there but him and his family to deal with it. I think that's, in the black community, I think that's what we need more. It's somebody to, because they band behind their people all the time. And you can say, oh yeah, y'all dividing. Well, y'all niggas been dividing from Jump Street.
Y'all created this.
Exactly. So now that niggas is sitting back, chilling, hey listen, we gonna stand behind this. Not saying that it's right, but niggas need support in their darkest hour, bro. That's just what it is.
And that's a fact, because you know the prison industrial complex, or just the prison system, is supposed to be a rehabilitation. It's not just punishment, but it's supposed to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And what are we doing to make sure that this doesn't happen again besides just locking him up, throwing away the key and throwing the book at him? He's a 17-year-old and they're trying him as an adult, so you're not gonna get the juvenile life. You're getting hit with some real shit. I'm assuming, pause.
Yeah, 25 plus years.
And I'm praying with the right lawyers, once the truth comes out, hopefully if the right thing, if what they're saying is true, then he can finally get a manslaughter, some self-defense, because it is Texas, a stand your ground state. So you can find a few loopholes to get out of there. But I'm glad, it made me proud to see the community to band behind him, because he's just a kid, and even though the circumstances are there, he's still a kid and he's one of our own.
Right. And
at some point we're getting to this time where we got to protect our own, because they're not protecting us and they're protecting their own at the detriment of us. And the powers that be, whatever you want to call them. But that's what's happening from the
niggas been calling them good old boy favors in favor, bro. Come on now.
For sure. Especially in Frisco, Texas.
Y'all niggas been calling the good old boy favors in forever now. Now niggas have, okay, listen, we gonna stand together, we gonna stand on business, right or wrong. I think that's what I love the most about my parents, bro.
Yeah.
It's right or wrong, bro. We riding with you.
Facts.
We need that in the community. That's just what it is. Cause y'all have that. Right? Y'all have wrong or wrong. We riding with you. We gon' it's murders that have not been solved. From black kids being murdered by white students. And y'all niggas talking about this, man, enough.
I don't want to hear
R.I.P. to y'all.
R.I.P. because I don't wish death on nobody, but I also don't wish prison on everybody too, because Breonna Taylor's murderers are out there still locking people up and killing people without
Fuck out of here, nigga.
You got me fucked up. So I'm sorry. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. Free him till it's backwards. Hashtag free Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo with a K. So this is shit that makes me happy, because you remember it was like episode 2 or 3. We was talking about the shooting at that football game with Aqib Talib's brother, and remember the Little League football with
I know
where the coach got killed. And it just made me happy, bro, because you see all of these rivalries and these feuds on the field and they never get settled. Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree, that was one of the toughest rivalries growing up, just watching two of the best at their position actually go at it. We all remember the infamous chain snatch when a nigga snatched Michael Crabtree's chain off on the field. And recently I read that they squashed the beef. Now Aqib Talib's son is playing for Michael Crabtree's Little League football team. So now they, it's not just they squashed the beef, they actually, coincided in the same world. So that's really dope to me, because y'all are two premier athletes. That's going to get into, the question, the topic you want to get to a little bit later, because we get so much separation. Once one nigga with money and another nigga with money, and these guys are both at a crazy position, they have the luxury of never messing with each other again and just dividing and separating from each other. But it's always the strength in numbers. We're always going to be able to grow together and build it. We're united, we stand.
Yes, sir.
Divided, we fall.
Exactly.
So I love to see that about Aqib Talib. I love to see Aqib Talib and Michael Crabtree crash the beef. I was gonna say that was a top 3 sports football NFL rivalry, but I want to ask y'all, what's y'all top 3 like sports rivalries of all time?
That's a good question on it.
That is a good one.
My first, I'll start it off then. Football, the one that comes up the most that still goes on to this day. Did we get to see this in the playoffs? Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Why did I do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a good one. If you're not watching the video, you are concerned for what the fuck is going on here.
That was crazy.
But Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans got to be my favorite current right now, just because it never fails. These are the top of the top. You go ahead and drop one.
Josh Norman and Odell.
That was short. It was short. It was short.
It felt like it was like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah, Josh.
That's a good one.
That was a solid one too. What else we got? You know what else we got?
All right, my last subject. You got the clip?
Yeah, I got it. You know what's crazy? I saw this on the gram.
And you just went past it?
No, I saved it. I sent it to sometimes I send like timeless shit to myself. That way, if we need to freestyle some shit, it's there. But
gotcha. Oh, okay. I got you.
You know who Vic Mensa is?
I seen some of his videos like days before this, and then I seen this and I was like, no, I don't know who he is. When I seen him, he was talking about alcoholism and shit.
Yeah, his Iowa. He's been doing like these little mental health, like these videos. That's been his wave now. Shout out to Vic Mensa, man. If you know, Orange Soda. That was, you was around in San Antonio about Orange Soda, right, Malone?
Orange Soda was one of the joints.
That was a crazy project. Vic Mensa, he was in Chance the Rapper camp. Like they was in the same camp. They was
kind of like cousins or some shit.
I think that was kind of like the Aaron Brooks. Like we don't know if it's true or not. But they
hope that it was true.
They locked in. Yeah, they acted. You know how niggas be like, "That's my cousin." Just how they niggas be like, "Yeah, that's so and so's brother." Like Bun B and Pimp C, we thought they was brothers. Niggas not even related. So it's that type of thing. But Vic Mensa, he recently dropped a video. Just raised a couple of eyebrows here.
My homie reached out to me after I reposted something from 19 Keys the other day saying black excellence is the scam that replaced black power. He said, what's wrong with black excellence? I guess it's something that might be a controversial statement because we've been so deeply indoctrinated into the idea of black exceptionalism that we think one athlete, one actor, one president, one rapper represents meaningful progress for black people as a whole. But the studies show that black median wealth will reach 0 by the year 2053 if the current trends continue. Millions of us live in prison slave camps making lids for Starbucks cups for like 50 cents a day. The hood is as fucked up as it's ever been. But we got more millionaires than ever before. That shit is a scam. I think that's also the reason why we don't unify or strike and weaponize our labor in any of the industries that we dominate. The NBA, the NFL, the music industry. Because so rarely is one of us more than one step removed from poverty, so nobody's willing to risk it. We know we're being exploited by streaming. We make up all the labor and none of the ownership of the sports teams. Shit, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not saying we shouldn't strive for excellence as a people or as individuals, but we cannot make the mistake of confusing one of us getting out the hood with the progress of the group. We also have to look at the success of individuals that's achieved to the detriment of the masses. We be celebrating shit just because a nigga got some money. It don't matter who the fuck had to die.
So, question of the day. That's the question of the day. Is black excellence a scam, and has black excellence killed black power? Take it away, Stats.
Yes. After I listened to the clip all the way, I said yes. I think black excellence is a scam, or is a myth rather than a scam.
I think black excellence is an idea. And we get so caught up in the idea of a lot of things to where we think that that's the end result. 1 millionaire is going to be the end result, like he said. But I don't think black excellence killed black power. I think complacency killed black power. And that goes back to Carmelo Anthony. The way we galvanized with that, that's black power. The way we galvanized the Mississippi Brawl, that's black power. Now, of course, LeBron James is black excellence, but what power comes from the excellence? He's put on a lot of people. He's paid for a lot of kids' schools, but what is enough? You know what I'm saying? Where do we draw the line at? What is black excellence?
That's what I was going to ask you. What is black excellence?
I feel like black excellence, and this might be a hot take, but I feel like our community and our generation, we kind of like confuse. We look and call something black excellence, and it's really just white equivalence. You get what I'm saying? We keep thinking, oh, this is black excellence, but it's the same thing that a white person is doing, and they just call it normal. It's not white excellence because it's just white normalcy. And I feel like black excellence is our next step to being white equivalence. So in that type of conversation, I can start saying, yeah, maybe black excellence has killed black power because the power is in the unity, not in the individual. The power is in the community. And if we not like the way they galvanized behind Allen Iverson, back when he was going through that shit, in high school, he threw the chair at the little white girl. That's black power. But that's black power that helped create black excellence. I feel like we think about it backwards. You gotta galvanize your community and then put your people, and then we can build someone up. But everybody keeps saying, yo, build me up, I'm gonna put us on, and niggas leave and turn their back on whoever says no to them or whoever says the wrong thing to them.
I wouldn't even say the community.
Their people.
Their
village. And it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to raise a family. And if you leave your village behind, what do you have to stand on? And now we got these millionaires making these decisions and making these mistakes to where, like you said, you one step away from poverty, but you really 2 steps away from just being a nigga. It's one thing to be in poverty, it's another thing to be called a nigga. White people can be in poverty. Hispanics can be in poverty. We're the only race that can be titled a nigga.
Facts.
And at the end of the day, people will say, oh, I'm Mexican. Oh, I don't got a green card. Oh, I'm an illegal alien. Oh, I don't. But at least I'm not a nigga. Because anything is better than being a nigga at the end of the day. Yeah. And we could be like, oh, no, we got Beyonce. Well, what Beyonce did for you, nigga?
Exactly.
And that's where the black power comes. Will we ever get to a point of black power?
I feel like we've been indoctrinated with, like you said, with this concept of black excellence. I think that's just another way of calling us a nigga. Like that nigga there got some money.
It's one of the good ones. That's what black excellence is.
I feel like that's what it is. So will we ever get back to the point where my main question to like when I was thinking about this is like, okay, so what is the black community? Like, where do we go back? Where is the home base for us to go back to? You know what I'm saying? As far as like, all right, like you said, this young dude just got into what he got into, right? Like, where do we go to pull together? You know what I'm saying? Without them coming in and saying, oh, y'all can't do that. It was a point when motherfuckers was like, listen, we don't care what y'all talking about. We got our own stuff. We doing our own thing over here. And I think because, like you said, we've been indoctrinated and we live this life of trying to satisfy oh, I want to be like this. I have to have this in order to be accepted in certain rooms. I told my pops the other day, he's black excellence to me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You've raised your family. You've done everything to me from what I'm looking at. You've done everything that a man is supposed to do in his life. And then some. But because they say, oh, you're not a millionaire, you don't have all this, they try to box you into, you know what I'm saying, what they want you to be.
It's to diminish what you're doing.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you still nigga. You know what I'm saying? So what we gonna say is this. We gonna say, yeah, you made it to the top, but you a sellout. Once you make it to it's always to divide and conquer us as some type of, you know what I'm saying?
But it's not, hey, you a sellout. It's, we are going to build you up and force you to sell out, because if you don't sell out, you're not with us no more. And do you want to be with us, or do you want to be like us, or do you want to be like them? And you put a nigga in a trick bag.
Exactly. As long as you can keep that division to think that at the end of the day, we are human. We all are equal.
Yeah.
You may have, they've made it to where money is the root of excellence or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When it's really character, who you are as a person on your day to day, and how many people you help, how many people you show the right path to. That's excellence to me. But because I don't have all the money, and you know what I'm saying, I feel like I'm an excellent person.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Right.
But I wouldn't be in so many, in the white man's eyes, they wouldn't look at me as black excellence. And I think sometimes sometimes we try to portray that we not living like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But since we've been on that plantation, we've always tried to overcompensate for them crackers. That's just what it is. It's not like we don't want to be like that. We do. Some of us don't want to be like that.
Facts.
You asked the question the other day and it was like, when did you realize that
you was black?
You was black.
Oh, did I send you that?
Yeah, you sent that.
Oh, shit.
And I had to start thinking. And it was when I went to jail. When I realized, oh, they gonna treat me different than what they'll treat any other race.
Yeah.
You did some shit as a white boy that did the same thing that I did and left with probation. Same amount of charges, same thing. He might have went to a drug rehab or some shit like that. I went to prison. I should have never went to prison on my first offense. But you a nigga. And then I realized, I said, oh yeah. And I've been, you know what I'm saying? I feel like sometimes I've moved in certain rooms to not be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? But
we get to the point we talk about we taking that word back to being a nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Their version of nigga and our version of nigga is two different things. But they both the same in their eyes. You get what I'm saying? Let's ask the question to the room. You told me when you first realized you was black. The question today, Malone, when did you first realize you was black? Not when you looked at your skin, not when you looked in the mirror, but just off of life experience, when you realized that you was a black man and it was different.
I don't remember what age, to be honest. Probably when I was like a preteen or some shit. I was like speaking to a white lady, like, how you doing? And the bitch act like she didn't hear me. The fuck? Motherfuckers be acting like they scared of you.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, all right, these niggas weird. It's because I'm black. And then my mom was telling me, you know what I'm saying? Start telling you that shit. Like, you can't do this. You can't have your head like this because they're going to profile you and this and that and the third. I'm like, what the fuck? What you mean?
Because it sounds so crazy.
It's like, I'm just doing what I want. Nah, but you got to think like 10 steps ahead because them niggas be trying to stereotype you.
You got to think 100 years behind.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, no matter where we reach a bar, they just going to push it further. They always want to continue to let us know you would never be us. And I feel like us as a community, we don't never stop chasing that bar.
Because you realize in America, you got to work twice as hard to get half the credit, to get half the success. So we chasing a bar that's damn near unrealistic because you thinking, once I get this money, then they gonna stop looking at me as a nigga. No, you're just a rich nigga.
Right.
And Cole said, I hate rich niggas, goddammit. Who you had to kill? Who you had to fuck? Who you had to, you know what I'm saying? I've been listening to Born Sinner like all week. Shout out to you, Malone, because I really didn't have that album set in my shit. Yeah. So I've been listening to that album all week on repeat. And it bring me back to where Cole where Cole was at in his mindset. And it's kind of where you at now, where it's like, fuck these folks.
Facts.
It's enough is enough, and we all reached a boiling point. Now, when I was a kid, I grew up in an area where you realize you black early.
Right.
You realize you black at 7, 8 years old. Teacher, I told the time I was first and second grade, and the teacher just wouldn't let me use the bathroom. Because I'm over here joking with the little white kids. The white kids, they cool. You're not allowed to use the bathroom. Made me pee myself in class in the first grade. I'll never forget it. My mom, and I didn't get it at first. My mama pulled up to the school like, no, it's because you a little black boy. She walked up to the teacher that flies the Confederate flag. We're in South Carolina, and I'm thinking like, this is weird. But I just know the idea of what racist is, so I'm going to just say it. Then you fast forward a couple years later, and I'm at the same school with the same types of teachers and the same types of people, and you get to a point to where no matter how smart, because I'm known to be a smart kid in the class, so no matter how smart you are, you got to get 200s to get the credit of a kid that got a B+. They'll shout out the kid that was failing every test and finally got a good grade. And say, oh, you finally did it. The nigga cheated off of me. Yeah. And I've never been shouted out for you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Just little things like that. You're like, why did that happen? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Still nigga, because of slavery. Yeah. When you start to realize like, why are these doors not opening, or why am I walking through the door and the room starts to seem empty all of a sudden? It's because it's not the work you did, it's not the mistake you made, it's just off of pure genetics and how you were born and brought into this world, bro.
We getting deep in here, bro.
That's what it is.
I mean, that's I think we have these platforms and we got to start speaking on this type of stuff, because what's happening around us is like, it's not like niggas is not moving to try to set they people up.
Yeah.
I think it's time when we start setting our people up.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like you said, we all have to come together at some point and say, fuck this shit. This is us. This is for us. And you don't have to partner, you know what I'm saying? I was talking to Pops the other day, and my mechanic is a great mechanic.
Right.
But I would love to go to my own, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, I told my Pops, I said, I'm not saying that we don't have our own stuff. And he said, you got to really think about it. Do we? Do we have our own section? Do we have our own culture? Do we have our own, that they try to not attach to negativity? You know what I'm saying? That's not attached to negativity, rather.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Do we?
You have to ask that question.
It's always and we have no ownership. And like I said, I'm rooting for the Dallas Cowboys. And as a black man, you can't tell me as a black man you feel comfortable rooting for a team like that and supporting these types of people. But then when you get to that, it's like Pop say, Jerry Jones is one of 32 racists in the NFL.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? Or one of many.
Exactly, bro.
So you get to a point to where, do we build our own league, our own teams? Do we start supporting only the UFL and just get black owners there? Somebody can't just be an individual, and I think that's the basis of the conversation. One person can't bring us out.
Exactly.
We need the LeBrons, the Magic Johnsons, the Jay-Z's. We need collective. Everybody wants to be the king of their own castle. Everybody wants to be the king of their own land, but we have to have our own land.
Right.
Because a lot of these kids, we watch LeBron, we watch the Denzels, we watch the Tyler Perrys, and we look at them, oh, it's black excellence. Damn, the way he doing it is real. But we don't even know how to get to that point. All we hear is a story, and we don't know, and we honor the glory. We hear the story, we hear bits and pieces. And these kids now, or not kids, like niggas our age, when I be hearing niggas talk about, yeah, America, man, we gonna do this, and they start talking that war shit, we got this. You gotta stop putting that we in this conversation, because we not them. Dot said it, and I know you hate it, but they not like us, and we not like them. We have to start standing on this African American, this black American thing, because that's what they doing. The moment they see you,
business.
The moment they see you, they put that on you without even filling out a paper. So you got to stand on it. And we have to start carrying ourselves a little bit different, to where We don't want to be welcomed in these rooms.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to, or we don't have to be welcomed in these rooms. It's cool to politic but that's not my end goal.
Right.
That's not going to be our end goal. And at the end of the day, bro, we got to focus more on black power, black excellence, and get the idea of white equivalency out of our head.
They have never. Sorry to cut you off. In they mind, you are black. You will never be equivalent to me. Simple. It's how they was born and bred. That's just what it is. I ain't gonna say I have a bunch of white friends, but I have some white friends, and come on, man.
And it just is what it is.
It's not that I don't fuck with you, but the way that you think when you speak, I understand what it is.
I understand it. Yeah, exactly.
It's not even. It's because you're not wired to.
You never had to think the way I think.
Yeah, exactly.
You never had to look at life the way I look at it. And everybody says, oh, I have black friends, I have black homies, I chill around black people, I chill in this community. You can chill in this community and still be treated differently. I tell my white homeboy all the time, bro, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want when I'm around you, just because I know I got that luxury of having a white home. I'm gonna use your white privilege. But I know that white privilege is used whether I'm here or not.
Right.
Whether I'm
telling you.
Whether I'm here or not. White privilege is used with me in mind or without. And we can
great conversations, man.
Yeah, we can get
great conversations.
We're gonna say something next week.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna say something next week.
Great conversation.
What is white privilege?
What is white privilege?
Is white privilege or is it black punishment? Is it white privilege or is it black punishment? That's what we get into next week. Do you want to add anything to this conversation before we
I'm good,
end
bro.
up getting beat up by our girls?
I'm good. Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Damn.
Yes, look at that clock. That's well, this has been an awesome one. Are you going to need to use my couch?
This episode was powered by Power Energy. Power Energy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man, Power Energy. These are the coolest mints in the game. No pun intended. This is the coolest mints in the game, man. One of these mints is going to equal about a half a cup of coffee. 2 of these mints, bro, you good for the day.
Man.
Without these mints, I would not be able to go through these episodes because we got some shit in the tuck today, man. We got some things in the tuck. But man, Power Energy, powerenergy.com.
Use code Great Minds to get 10% off your first purchase.
Yes, Sirski, man. Shout out to Power Energy. Y'all gonna see a lot of this and a lot more. We might do some giveaways in the near future when we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
But let's get 3,000 subscribers.
Comment, subscribe.
All of that, man. Tell your friend to tell your homegirl the GMDA is in, man. Let's bow our head and close our eyes. Dear God, we thank you for yesterday. We thank you for today. And we pray for tomorrow. May you guide our steps. May we never stress nor sweat. We out.